Hello everybody, how are you guys doing today? Well, I am doing good. Today I'll be giving my first impressions of the Battlefront 3 Alpha. Unlike most people, I was given the opportunity to play the Alpha firsthand. Overall, in my opinion, the current build of the game is good, but there are many problems I have with the game at the moment. I know the game is an alpha, and it is a long way until the full release of the game on November 17th of 2015, but here are just some of the pros and cons of the game currently in its alpha state. I'll start with the pros. The game looks stunning. The only map I'm currently able to play on right now is supposed to be based on the planet Hoth from the original Star Wars films, I believe. It is a snow and ice blanketed map that looks very open. I'll discuss the actual size of the playable map further into the cons. Battlefront 3 is one of the best looking games I've ever played, if not the best looking game I've ever played. It is said that there will be 12 playable maps at the official release of the game, which, based on the looks of the maps they've shown so far, will be more than enough maps for you to enjoy playing. One big thing that I am very happy to see in this game is that people can no longer camp vehicles in the loadout and deploy screen. The new way of getting into, say, a TIE Fighter and AT-AT is that you have to run around the map and run over these sort of quote-unquote tokens that give you a range of abilities. It could give you, say, a shield boost for your squad, or it could also give you the ability to fly an X-Wing. You know, I very much like this new system because it negates people spamming their left mouse button on the vehicle deployed button for a tank, which can be displayed in Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4. I know there has been a lot of fighting over the games only being 20 versus 20 players, but after playing the alpha on a full server, I've realized that it is more than enough players, at least for the size of the map. As I said earlier, I will discuss why only 20 versus 20 players is more than enough on this kind of map. One primary positive thing in this game, at least to me, is the fact that you have infinite ammunition. A lot of people will see this as a bad thing, and a lot of people see this as a good thing. I am one of those people who sees it as a good thing. There is a system, though, that limits you from firing your rifle non-stop for the entirety of the time you stay alive. The mechanic that limits this will have your weapon quote-unquote overheat if you fire for too long, and it will therefore render your weapon useless for about 1.5 to 2 seconds, maybe even 3 seconds. I know that doesn't sound like a lot of time, but when you're in a firefight with someone, it will make a very big difference. To prevent this, you must let the weapon quote-unquote cool down in order to not have the weapon overheat. Now onto the cons. Unlike the maps in, say, Battlefield 3 or Battlefield 4, the maps I have been playing in the alpha is very linear. The maps in other Battlefield games are very open, almost in a circular shape. Therefore, in this game, it allows for smaller teams to fight, as I said, 20 versus 20, because it is a much tighter area. Personally, I am a fan of very open maps, and that's not what this game is offering at the moment, but I'm sure at least one out of the other 11 maps that will be introduced into the game will be open, and who's to say there won't be custom servers that host a massive 64 versus 64 player battle. Another negative about this game has been talked about numerous times over the internet. All of the vehicles in the game are on rails. If you don't know what that means, it basically means that you can't control the vehicle's movements, and you can only shoot with the vehicle. This also applies to the X-Wings and the TIE Fighters, really any vehicle you can think of in the game. Personally, this limits the ability of the players to do what they want in the game, and makes it less of an experience for playing the game, rather making it an experience to just watch. Even though the Hoth map is very linear, there are some somewhat open parts of the map that should allow for the players to control the movement of the vehicles. So this concludes my first impressions of the Battlefront 3 Alpha. If you are a fan of the Battlefield franchise, I would recommend you try to get yourself a key to the Alpha because it might change your thoughts on it. Because even though there are some problems with it, you will most likely still enjoy the game a lot. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I'm the Howler and I approve of this message.